Don't let them down.
Mother Kalimata astrologer in Guyana. Pandith Shiva. Know your past, present, future. Relationship problems. Love spells. Health problems. Financial problems. Business problems. Court case. Marriage problems. Family problems. Sexual problems. Good luck. Domestic problems. Promotion. Remove evil spirits. Remove black magic. He will give permanent supreme power protections for your all problems. Meet him once and get permanent solutions for your all problems. Located in Brickdam, Georgetown. Call or WhatsApp for more information, +5926120036. All religions are welcome. All matters private and confidential. Mother Kalimata Astrology.
Stories this evening, sponsored by Courts Bringing Value Home. 20% interim payout is not illegal, GTU. The union says it will stick by its position on resumption of classes proposal. GPL to add 245 megawatt to national grid by end of 2024. Workers at Seoul, Guyana to enjoy 10% pay hike and significant growth for local private sector, particularly in the oil and gas sector. President Ali. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Alisa Grant with the Thursday, 23rd May 2024 edition of the HGP Nightly News. At this hour, we will tell you that the timing of the Guyana Teachers Union's recent proposal during conciliation talks has now reached a stage of trading barbs. More from Travis Chase.
Ministry of Labour in a press statement refuted claims made by the Guyana Teachers Union. The union alleged that it was never asked to put forward its position to bring the current strike action to an end. President of the Guyana Teachers Union, Dr. Mark Light, told reporters on Thursday that the clause both the GTU and the Ministry of Education got nowhere with was Clause 4, which states, quote, following the full resumption of work by all teachers, conciliation will commence on the time frame of the proposal submitted by the GTU, unquote.
So when I said that the union was not given an opportunity to present its scheme because we were trashing out number 4, which we got nowhere with. So we were prepared to present the other conditions. So for the Ministry of Labour to come out and say that the president of the union is not being truthful, that's totally wrong.
Light said that he's sticking by his word, that from the very start of the meeting, the Guyana Teachers Union was never asked initially to submit its proposal for the full resumption of classes.
We understand in Guyana who are the persons who are not being truthful. We saw that the union wrote the chief labor officer in September of 2023 and he did absolutely nothing. So he has to figure out who is being truthful. We saw the Minister of Labor twice in social media being interviewed calling the strike illegal. So when one looks at those persons who would have played their hand from the Ministry of Labour, that Ministry of Labour cannot be trusted because they are narrating.
The Guyana Teachers Union says it is sticking to its demand that a 20% interim pay increase must happen before the teachers' strike is called off to make way for the start of mediation. A 20% interim payout has been deemed illegal by the Ministry of Labour.
Absolutely legal, because we've seen that this was done in 1999 when there was a massive strike in Guyana that the unions got I think it was 4.6% advance payment, interim payment. So to say that it's illegal when the precedent is set already.
The main issue at hand is the GTU's demand for negotiations for its multi-year agreement from 2019 to 2023 and the Education Ministry's insistence on only a multi-year agreement from 2024. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Travis. The Guyana Power and Light Inc. says it will be adding some 245 megawatts of power to the national grid by the end of 2024. Carice Gonzalez has been following the latest developments.
During the 16th meeting of the Sectoral Committee on Economic Services held on Wednesday, it was disclosed that the Demerara-Berbice interconnected system currently has an available capacity of 209.4 megawatts, and the highest peak demand recorded for the year so far was 183 megawatts as of May 7, 2024. This was according to Kesh Nanlal, the Guyana Power and Light Incorporated Executive Management Committee head. Furthermore, the Columbia plant, which is projected to provide 28.5 megawatts, is currently generating 20.8 megawatts. In April, it was reported that 14 out of 17 generator sets aimed at addressing the ongoing issue of frequent power outages across the country were installed at GPL substation in Columbia, East Coast Demerara. The plant is expected to be fully operational by the end of May.
The Columbia plant, which is now available at 20.8 megawatts. By the end of May, the Columbia power plant will be commissioned, which will add an additional 8.1 megawatts available generation.
Kesh further noted that out of the 209 megawatts available on the DBIS, there are 2 engines at Kingston plant that are currently down. He emphasized that plans are in place to repair these engines in the coming months. Once these repairs are completed, the additional capacity will contribute more megawatts to the national grid, thereby enhancing the overall power supply and stability of the system.
By the end of May or so, we would have completed one of the units at Kingston, and that will add 6.9 megawatts, which will take us to 224.4 megawatts available.
However, it is anticipated by the end of December 2024, the national grid will have an additional 245 megawatts of capacity. Reporting for the HGP 90 News, I am Carice Gonzalez.
Now let's turn our attention to the local private sector. President Irfan Ali on Wednesday said that the local private sector has seen tremendous growth, particularly in the oil and gas sector. Dacia Richards filed that report.
President Irfan Ali on Wednesday at the Private Sector Commission's annual general meeting commended Guyana's private sector for astute leadership in driving the business community forward. President Ali made special reference to growth in the oil and gas sector. He, however, added that there should be a review of the scope and scale in which the private sector is allowed to operate.
I believe that in many areas, We are training very competent Guyanese in the area of oil and gas management, environmental management, sustainable management.
The president highlighted that the private sector needs to ensure that the skills taught, whether in consultancy or services, are fully deployed and integrated into the oil and gas sector. The head of state also recommended an assessment be done in order to come up with a model that will guide future success.
You must spend some time in assessing the growth that has taken place in the private sector, because the private sector has grown tremendously.
Meanwhile, the president, being the main advocate to increase agriculture in Guyana, highlighted that there still remains room for growth. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
We will be back after this break. Stay with us.
Transitions Light Intelligent Lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
We at SNL Electrical Agency believe that a good design begins with a great lighting plan. From ambiance lighting to statement chandeliers. Trendy LED fixtures. We've got it all. Layering your homes with lights is the key to creating spaces that welcome, comfort, and inspire. SNL Electrical Agency, importers and distributors of all electrical lamps, solar lights, cables, circuit breaker panels, AC units, and so much more. SNL Electrical Agency, 179 to 180 Thomas Street, Kitty. Telephone 226-3018, 223-1634.
Say goodbye to germs with a free Sterling Super Soap automatic dispenser. That's right, get free equipment and installation of our touch-free dispenser. The perfect amount of soap every time ensures clean and germ-free hands. Refilling is quick and easy with 4 amazing fragrances: coconut, sunflower sunrise, pink blossom, and citrus zest. Call us on 265-7403.
Guyanese are set to benefit from improved healthcare services countrywide. You will have access to specialized world-class hospitals, well-trained nurses, doctors, and other health professionals. The sum of $129.8 billion earmarked in Budget 2024 to create a resilient health sector is a mammoth increase from the $90.2 billion budgeted in 2023. Revenues earned from oil production support the fostering of a healthy nation through budgetary support for national development.
You with the HGP Nightly News. Welcome back. Employees of Sol Guyana will benefit from a 10% increase in their wages following the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the General Workers Union and the Sol Guyana. Daisy Richards has that report.
The General Workers Union GWU and Sol Guyana on Thursday signed a memorandum of understanding at the Ministry of Labor with the senior labor officer Michelle Babaram as a witness. The negotiations between the two parties began in February and ended in April of 2024. It was agreed that workers across the board will benefit from a 10% salary increase. Norris Witter, president of the GWU, said that both parties entered the agreement with an exemplary attitude.
It demonstrates clearly what can be achieved when parties to a negotiation approaches these negotiations with mutual respect and regard for each other, and a recognition of the fact that when they are engaged in negotiations, there is a common denominator.
He highlighted that this new agreement will see an increase in allowances, and including the new minimum wage of $160,826 for 2024. General Manager of Sol Guyana believes the collective agreement is a good outcome and the unionized workers will be better off with the new agreement.
So obviously the union is looking for the best outcome for its membership. And as I always say, that we at Sol, we don't have a differentiation between unionized and non-unionized staff.
He added that their company endeavors to ensure all workers enjoy the best working conditions and are being fairly compensated. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Thank you, Daisy. Tiana Cole will now tell us that the full court on Thursday dismissed an appeal by attorney at law Tamika Clark, who had appealed the decision of the Chief Justice, who last year ordered the Attorney General to pay Clark after she was unlawfully detained by ranks of the Special Organized Crime Unit, SUCU.
The full court on Thursday dismissed an appeal in the case of Tamika Clark, who had appealed a decision of Chief Justice Roxanne George, who on November 17, 2023, ordered Attorney General to pay Clark damages in the sum of $700,000 and cost in the sum of $250,000. Clark, an attorney at law, was detained by ranks of the Special Organized Crime Unit, SOCU, on October 28, 2022. Clark then filed a fixed date application suing the Attorney General for a breach of her fundamental rights to liberty pursuant to Article 139 of the Constitution and sought declaratory orders and damages relating to her detention. At the time of the incident, the Attorney General issued a public apology and made several offers to settle the matter out of court in an effort to avoid protracted litigations. These were rejected by Clark. The matter came up for hearing before Chief Justice Roxanne George, and the court determined the issue and ordered that an apology from SOCU ranks and had awarded Clark $700,000 and cost of $250,000. In the full court on Thursday, the Attorney General objected to the jurisdiction of the full court to hear the appeal filed, arguing that an appeal should have been filed in the Court of Appeal as it relates to a final decision of the High Court in the exercise of its jurisdiction on the matter of enforcement of fundamental rights and freedom. After hearing submissions from both sides, the full court upheld the Attorney General's jurisdictional objection, ruling that the appeal should have been directed to the Court of Appeal. The full court also awarded the Attorney General cost in the sum of $200,000. Clark was represented by attorney at law Nigel Hughes. Clark was detained by SOCU after she advised her client, who was being investigated by the agency, to remain silent. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Join us after this break for more news.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
In today's fast-paced world of modern finance, with its many options and opportunities, you will need good advice and help getting value for your money. Hand-in-hand trust is the way to go. From owning your own home or business with our residential and commercial mortgages to drive a new car with a vehicle loan, we'll help help you realize your dreams. You can also access investment deposit accounts, share brokerage services, personal trust, thrift and pension plan trusteeship, property management, investment portfolio management, safe deposit boxes, the convenience of our Cambio, Western Union, and Bill Express services, hand-in-hand trust for financial services, and more, helping you get the most out of your financial resources and your life.
Number 1 world famous astrologer and psychic, Astro Pandit Ishwar. Astrology prediction is God's gift, passed down from generation to generation. He is specialized in the removal of black magic, negative energy, bad luck, voodoo, evil spirits, your worries, and here, special guidance for broken relationships, husband and wife disputes. Expert in bringing back loved ones,
business problems, sexual problems, children's problems, family problems, health problems, domestic problems, and many more. 100% warranted result. All matters private and confidential. Call or WhatsApp now for book on appointment. And all religions are welcome.
Thanks for staying with us as we continue with the news. Some 28 residents from Region 10 on Thursday benefited from government's cement and steel subsidy program, which will assist them in acquiring the necessary building materials for the construction of their homes. Tiana Cole reports.
The beneficiaries were presented with vouchers by the Chief Executive Officer of the Central Housing and Planning Authority, Sharon Greaves, during an outreach at the Watuco Guest House in Linden. Greaves highlighted the significance of the initiative as 97 vouchers were previously distributed to boost home ownership in the region. Under the initiative, persons building properties estimated at $6 million or less will receive steel and 1 sling of cement for their foundation. Those with estimates ranging from $6 million to $25 million will be assisted with 2 slings of cement. The vouchers are valued at approximately $225,000 each and are redeemable at Bolo's Variety Store and Furniture World, CB Roofing Inc., Chetram Brothers Group, S&J Cambia Variety Store, and McCray Construction and Auto Repairs. In 2023, over 300 applications were approved for government's cement and steel subsidy program, which began in October 2022. The government was expected to invest approximately $700 million into the program in 2022. The program is part of several initiatives and programs implemented by the government to support the aggressive housing drive all across the country. The government is pledged to provide 50,000 house lots by 2025 and is well on target to reaching that goal, having allocated over 20,000 house lots over the past 2 years in regions 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The University of Guyana on a Thursday launched a remote sensing and geographic information systems laboratory and Guyana coastal database to further enhance the geographical landscape. Carice Gonzalez explains.
The University of Guyana Office of Philanthropy, Alumni and Civic Engagement, in partnership with the Greater Guyana Initiative, on Thursday launched the Faculty of Earth and Environmental Sciences Remote Sensing and Geographic Information Systems Laboratory and Guyana Coastal Database at Augbendrate in Math and Science Building at its Durkan campus. Vice-Chancellor of the University of Guyana, Dr. Paloma Mohamed Martin, noted that this project is one of 11 projects that is being funded by the GGI domain for the university, aimed at immensely benefiting students in the field of study. Meanwhile, Dean of the Faculty of Earth and Environmental Sciences, Linda Johnson-Bola, reiterated similar sentiments and how students will be fully equipped with the constantly changing dynamics.
Our students will be able to advance their knowledge and skills in the use of a very sought-after technology, or I should say technologies, because we're referring to both GIS and remote sensing, as well as data, and develop a positive attitude towards nation building.
A Geographic Information System, GIS, is a computer science that captures, stores, checks, and displays data related to positions on Earth's surface. GIS can show many different kinds of data on one map, such as streets, buildings, and vegetation. This enables people to more easily see, analyze, and understand patterns and relationships. Professor Timmy Tope, during his presentation, highlighted crucial aspects of the coastal database being studied by students in the laboratory. He noted that the goal of the project will establish a centralized source for real-time data.
Accurate measurement of coastal processes, they are vital. That's number one. And data integration is also key. One of the goals that we wanted to achieve is to create a central resource for data that can support our strategic decision making, and so to a large extent some real-time coastal information that can help in the understanding of the coastal behaviors.
Reporting for the HGP Nightly News, I am Carice Gonzalez.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Eterimang, we got you covered.
Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone.
Guyanese are set to benefit from improved healthcare services countrywide. You will have access to specialized world-class hospitals, well-trained nurses, doctors, and other health professionals. The sum of $129.8 billion earmarked in Budget 2024 to create a resilient health sector is a mammoth increase from the $90.2 billion budgeted in 2023. Revenues earned from oil production support the fostering of a healthy nation through budgetary support for national development.
Step right into the vibrant heart of Guyana with HGP TV's freshest series, Inside Culture. Dive deep into the pulsating core of our spirited nation as we unravel the captivating stories embedded in our arts, music, sports, and beyond. A journey to nurture your soul and celebrate our rich heritage. Join us on HGP TV, where Inside Culture brings you closer to the heart and soul of Guyana, airing Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. and rebroadcasting on Sundays.
And welcome to Thursday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Venezuela. Venezuela's opposition is carrying out an unusual presidential campaign starring two major figures. As primary winner, Maria Corina Machado, who is barred from holding office, campaigns on behalf of her replacement, the previously low-profile Edmundo Gonzalez. Both leaders are employing emotional rhetoric, asking voters to support changes they say will lead to more freedom and the possible return of some 7 million migrants who have fled Venezuela's recent economic crisis. The campaign is the first time in a decade the opposition, which boycotted the 2018 election, has participated in a presidential contest. President Nicolas Maduro of the Socialist ruling party is seeking his third term. We tell you now that the RJR Gleaner Communications Group is in mourning following the killing of journalist Job Nelson. Nelson, 53, of New Harbor Village in Old Harbor, St. Catherine, was attacked by gunmen while traveling along Spanish Town Road in Kingston on Tuesday. It is reported that he stopped at a stoplight in the vicinity of St. Andrew's Technical High School and was fired on by gunmen. He was shot in the chest. Nelson crashed his vehicle into a utility pole while attempting to take himself to the hospital. And now for some international news. Ireland, Spanish, and Norway have announced plans to formally recognize a Palestinian state next week, in a move that is likely to bolster the global Palestinian cause, but further strain relations between Europe and Israel. The three European nations highlighted that their landmark decision is the best way to achieve lasting peace in the Middle East, but it sparked swift condemnation from Israel, as its foreign minister ordered the immediate recall of its ambassadors from those countries. Most of the world already recognizes Palestinian statehood. More than 140 out of 193 member states of the United Nations have made their recognition official, but only some nations in the 27-member European Union are among them. I am Carice Gonzalez. Thank you for watching.
20% interim payout is not illegal, GTU. The union says it will stick by its position on resumption of classes proposal. GPL to add 245 megawatt to national grid by end of 2024. Workers at Seoul, Guyana to enjoy 10% pay hike and significant growth for local private sector, particularly in the oil and gas sector. President Ali. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Alethea Grant. Thanks for watching.